Hello everyone, my name is Ed Park, Managing Director at ATMS Logistics. Do you know the exact difference between FDA registration and FDA approval? Today, I'm going to explain these two concepts in a simple and clear way. I will continue to share more in-depth video on US import related topics. So please like, subscribe, and turn on notification. Let's dive right into today's topic. What is FDA registration? It is a process of submitting company, facility, and product information to US FDA. Please make a note that not all products are legally required to be registered. It really depends on the industry. Some categories, however, are legally obligated to register, such as food, dietary supplement, medical devices, pharmaceuticals. It is important to note that FDA registration is essentially an administrative step, just listing your company in FDA database. The FDA does not review the product safety or effectiveness during registration. Therefore, being FDA registered does not mean FDA guarantee or endorse your product. Some examples of FDA registrations are companies exporting food to US but must register their food facility with the FDA. Also, Class 1 medical devices such as bandages or stethoscopes typically require registration and device listing only. No separate approval is needed. Cosmetic manufacturers may voluntarily register under the Modernization of Cosmetic Regulations Act enacted in 2020, but it is still optional. Then how is FDA registration different from FDA approval? Unlike registration, FDA approval is mandatory for certain products. Approval means the FDA has conducted a rigorous review of scientific and clinical data and officially recognized the product as safe and effective. These apply mostly to high-risk products such as prescription drugs, biologics, certain medical devices. FDA approval process starts with submission of required clinical trial data, laboratory test results, and manufacturing quality documents. The review process is strict and can take several months to years. Only after passing FDA's final review can a product legally be marketed as FDA approved. Let's review some examples of products require FDA approval. New drugs must go through the New Drug Application called NDA process to receive FDA approval. High-risk medical devices require pre-market approval called PMA. Vaccines and other biologics also require FDA approval. Here is the comparison table for key differences between FDA registration versus FDA approval for your reference. I won't go over the detail, but just remember that FDA registration is an administrative listing of a company or facility with the FDA, no evaluation of product safety or effectiveness. On the other hand, FDA approval is a scientific and regulatory review process where the FDA validates the product safety and effectiveness before market entry. There are a few common misunderstandings among many consumers. Many companies market their products as FDA registered to make it sound like FDA endorsement, but it is only means notification, not approval. Thus, many consumers mistakenly believe FDA registration equals to FDA approval. In reality, registration does not guarantee safety or effectiveness of a product. It is just a database listing. For most foods, cosmetics, and dietary supplements, registration alone is sufficient. For drugs, vaccines, and high-risk medical devices, FDA approval is mandatory. Just two final points in summary. FDA registration is administrative listings only. However, FDA approval is scientific review that confirms products' safety and effectiveness. Or the difference between FDA registration and FDA approval. I'll continue to post more in-depth videos on import-related topics, so please like, subscribe, and turn on notification. If you have any questions or need assistance, feel free to contact me at the email shown on the screen. I'll be glad to help. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Have a wonderful day.